Welcome into Double T Insider. Thanks so much for joining us today. I'm Taylor Peters alongside Robert Giovanetti. A tough weekend on the road for Texas Tech football as they fall to Iowa State 40-31. This is maybe the first time that we've really seen Alan Bowman play like a true freshman. You know,
you heard Coach Kingsbury talk about it afterwards. Just a tough environment. Obviously a very good defense, a defense that has given the Red Raiders fits over the last couple of years. And Alan made some mistakes. He'd be the first to admit that. But you know what? He's a true freshman. You got to, guess what? Got another game coming up this week.
Antoine Wesley would lead with 8 receptions, 119 receiving yards. And I asked him after the game, what do you tell Alan Bowman when he comes off the field and he's not playing as well as he could and as well as he wants to, but you know, somebody that you really need right now? And he said, we just kept telling him to throw us the ball, just put it up in the air and put it in play.
You know, I watched Coach Kingsbury a lot with Alan on the sideline during the game just to see how he would address that, and you know, basically heard him say, just you got to shake it off, right? You can't do anything about what just happened. Right. All you can do is control your next play, and I think that's the mindset Alan will take going forward.
But defensively, I mean, this Texas Tech defense gave the offense plenty of opportunities to get the ball back and score.
I think they rendered pretty ineffective throughout the game. He wasn't able to do as much as we've seen him do throughout the year. You know, they also controlled Iowa State's running game to some extent. Just a lot of bad breaks in that game, and that's a game that you look at afterwards. I know the coaching staff felt the same way. You look at it and go, wow, that's one that got away.
Tough weekend for Texas Tech football, but a really good weekend for Red Raider soccer as they go to the Big 12 tournament last weekend and come up with a huge win over TCU in the first round.
Kind of a new weird twist, right, to the Big 12 tournament where they open up and now they'll come back this weekend coming up. But wow, how tense was that at the end with the PKs, and they came through when they needed to.
And your keeper, Marissa Zucchetto, you don't normally see her take penalty kicks, but she goes out there and gets one, and that was huge for Texas Tech.
And she was so calm and collected watching her. You would have thought she'd been doing it all season long. She just went out there and nailed it.
Yeah, but Coach Gibbs has been working with her a lot after practice, and so they've been looking for an opportunity to be able to use her. And, hey, why not the first round of the Big 12 tournament?
These things don't happen by accident, right? I mean, these coaches go through these things so laboriously, go through game planning and everything else, and that's a great example of Coach Gibbs and his coaching.
Right. And you had mentioned that the Big 12 tournament now is split up, so they have the first round one weekend, and now they'll head back for the semifinals round as they face off against Baylor this coming weekend. But Texas Tech volleyball, well, our soccer team beat TCU on the road at the tournament. Our volleyball team defeated them here at home with a huge sweep, and they needed that in conference play.
I thought based on where they were in conference play, the last couple of matches have not gone the way they wanted. Right. I thought that was a gutty win for them on Saturday.
And now they have matched the most wins in the Big 12 conference since 2002. And so what Coach Grayson has been saying that he's been preaching to his team about, you know, if we keep doing the right things, we're going to continue to win games. It's really being validated right now.
You think of how tough the league is and where they are going into basically the second half, and the fact we're all celebrating what a successful year that they had last year, and I've already matched that win total going into the second half. It's a lot. I mean, it's pretty fun to watch what's happening.
It is. And if you haven't had a chance to get out here and watch Texas Tech volleyball, you've got to, because they are just so much fun to watch right now. And we'll actually have Coach Greystone here on the set here in just a little bit. But Gio and I will talk more Red Raider football coming up after the break, and we'll talk to Dominic Panizzolo, the senior punter for the football team. We'll be right back on Double T Insider.
Double T Insider is brought to you in part by Plains Capital Bank. Bank with confidence. The Red Raider Club. Your support, their effort, our fearless champions. Texas Farm Bureau. Register today for your chance to deliver the game ball and receive a VIP experience at a Texas Tech home football game. Contest details available at texastech.com.
Little pooch kick, and Panizzolo does his job again. He's had a nice afternoon. Iowa State pinned deep in its own territory inside the 5.
Welcome back into Double T Insider. Go have a day, Dom Panizzolo, our senior punter, and really our whole entire special teams. You know, the first 10 points that were put up on the board were from the special teams.
I've had so many people tell me if he's not an all Big 12 punter, I don't know what the definition is. He has really put the Red Raiders in fantastic opportunities.
And how about Thomas Leggett, a guy that we don't really see a lot of things from, but he has worked so hard in the offseason, and the coaches have really talked about him. Then he gets a blocked punt and puts the first 7 points up on the board.
And that was so huge, just the way the game was at that point. It was a field position situation, and I'm standing right there on the sideline, and when I saw it happen, nobody else really reacted around me, and I thought, am I the one that saw it happen there? It was the first time since 2005 Tech has blocked a punt for a touchdown, so it was a big point in that game.
But everybody on the special teams unit has talked about Coach Shire, and all of them say that he just brings so much energy to that group, and everybody wants to be part of the special teams unit, which is exactly what you want.
And again, we talked about this with the soccer coaches earlier. Just Coach Shire and just the way he addresses those guys on the sideline, the way he has them prepared, it's really, you just don't appreciate the amount of work these guys put in.
I had a chance earlier this week to catch up with senior punter Dominic Panizzolo about finishing his senior season on a good note. You're watching Outside the Huddle, brought to you by Southwest Bank. I'm Taylor Peters alongside senior punter Dom Panizzolo. Dom, back in January, you posted this video on your Twitter, and you're up in the stadium and you punt a ball into a trash can on the field, and the caption read, "When Coach Kingsbury asks you to perform, you perform." How many takes did that take?
8 tries, actually.
That's really not that bad.
Yeah, it wasn't too bad. I really thought it was going to take me a lot longer than that, but yeah, I was lucky. I had some bull shaggers down there and got it done quickly.
That was unbelievable, and I would say that this senior season for you, you've more than delivered. Is that really the reason that you sort of turned the corner, just knowing that it's your last year?
Yeah, of course, especially from the help with Coach Shire and the other guys on the special teams. We're kind of just like connecting on a really good level, and that's really putting it out in the field.
You guys do have a lot of senior leadership, though, between Kyle Heffron and Clayton Hatfield and Michael and you. What difference do you feel like that makes for you guys?
I mean, we're just kind of coming together, and I think it's really like just giving us that big performance that we need. It's our last year, and we don't want to go out like last year. We just wanted to come together and just make our last season a memorable one. Against
Iowa State, you guys punted the ball away 7 times, and 6 times for you it was within the 20. That's a big deal, and that's really hard to do, but a lot of that comes with just the specialist unit. What would you want to say about just what the special teams unit has allowed for you to be able to do this?
Well, I mean, it all starts with Kyle. He's the one that snaps the ball first, and I'm just the one that finishes off. We have great guys that cover down the field, and it's just a big group effort from everyone.
I know that you guys don't have Halloween
No,
back
we
home.
don't.
So are you going to dress up at all this year?
Yeah, as a football player this Saturday. Against OU.
This Saturday, Texas Tech taking on Oklahoma inside Jones AT&T Stadium. It's a blackout, 7 o'clock kickoff. For all the information that you need, head on over to our website at texastech.com. He's Dom, I'm Taylor, and this is Outside the Huddle, brought to you by Southwest Bank. And I think it says something, too, that in back-to-back weeks, Texas Tech specialists have been named Big 12 Special Teams Player of the Week, and Dominic Panizzolo against TCU, and then, of course, Clayton Hatfield the following week. And that just goes to show that Coach Shire has really done a good job of implementing a system with this group.
It's almost like what we saw last year happen with the kick game never existed. It never happened because those two guys are so consistent and so good. And again, just overall, our special teams have really been, they talk about the 3 sides of the ball. They've been a positive for Texas Tech.
And I think the senior leadership really goes a long way, too, because you've got Michael Barden, you've got Clayton Hatfield, you've got Dominic Panizzolo, who all have taken a ton of reps in their career.
Yeah, those guys have seen it all. They've done a lot of it, and now we're seeing it pay off for them.
And now this weekend, a huge opportunity for Texas Tech. Wow. Hosting a really good Oklahoma team. It's a night game. It's a blackout. This will be big for Texas Tech.
We've said this all season long on this show. The Big 12 has never been so wide open. If you look at the standings, this is such a huge game for Texas Tech. They're right there in it. Oklahoma with 1 conference loss. You could put yourself, you still control your own destiny to some extent, and so you got to win these next 2.
Primetime opportunity for Texas Tech, like Gio said, to take a big win this weekend. Still to come on Double T Insider, we have head volleyball coach Tony Greystone on the stud. We'll be right back. Welcome back into Double T Insider. I'm Taylor Peters alongside head volleyball coach Tony Greystone. Coach, a huge sweep for you guys here at home over the weekend. How huge was that win just from a momentum standpoint in Big 12 play?
Yeah, we needed that one pretty bad. You know, we were in a rut and not playing our best, just finding ways to kind of trip up and not get it done. And so team really had their mindset on a win on Saturday, and we got it done.
The Big 12 is such a tough conference, too, and I know that we've talked about this a lot, but you'll see a lot of teams kind of beat up on each other, and so for you guys to be able to come back off a 4-game skid and to be able to pick up another big win, now you still have plenty of opportunities to get some more Big 12 wins under your belt. I mean, what are you just talking to your team about, sort of focusing internally on what you do and not so much about the opponents that you're going to face?
Yeah, it's a combination of us getting better and continuing to evolve as a team, and then also just managing games and moments and not building things up into more than we can handle, and recognizing momentum shifts and just finishing things out when it's time to do that. So, you know, part of it is just playing better, and part of it is just being a better team.
Earlier in the season, we saw Andrea and Brooke Candace kind of take reps, you know, split some time on that outside position, or on the right side position. But now you see Andrea come in and you see both of them able to be really effective. How much does that really open up your offensive play to be able to have both of those players? Yeah,
it's big. You know, Andrea got a lot of playing time in the preseason, and we were using Brooke in a different way. And then right before the Baylor match, we decided that was the matchup we wanted, and we've seen what Brooke has done. She's been just crazy good, and that kind of squeezed Andrea a little bit, and it wasn't that we forgot about her, it was just we were riding that hot streak out, and now we're looking at Brooke on the outside and trying to put some more offense there, and that creates an opportunity for Andrea. And you know, you saw what she was able to do against TCU. So you know, for us, we like the options, and we're looking for more of the same as we go forward.
A few weeks ago, we had Missy here on the set, and I asked her about Brooke, and she said, I've never seen a freshman come in with that type of poise and confidence and do what she's been able to do. I know that you and I have talked about Brooke for a long time before she'd even gotten here on campus, and you had a lot of expectations for her, but how nice is it and almost relieving to be able to see her really come to her full potential?
Yeah, it's been cool to watch. You know, you don't expect that kind of production out of a first-year player, and she's handled it so well. And if you know her at all, you know her personality is just so low-key and just fun, and she just kind of acts like she's just happy to be here. But you know, when it's game time, she's as big as it gets. So she's handled it really well, and I think it's all because of just her personality, just how she's put together.
And now you guys will turn your attention to facing off against Kansas on the road, a team that swept you here at home. What would you like to see different in your team the second time?
Well, we need a win. We got to play better at the end of games. You know, we didn't play poorly against Kansas. We just didn't step up in those moments. We were really struggling with the serve and just little things that we could control, and we just weren't doing. So hopefully we've turned a corner in the last week, and we'll handle it better second time around.
Coach, thanks so much for your time, and best of luck
you.
to you guys this weekend. Stay with us. We'll be right back on Double T Insider.
Things I'm looking to bring most to the Texas Tech basketball team: a lot of energy, defense. I just enjoy playing defense and having that mindset of going out there and stopping people. Ultimately, what brought me down here to Lubbock was how real the coaching staff is, and then on my visit, I got to see a lot of guys in the gym, how hard guys work. And it was after the season, after they just made their Elite 8 run. That really stuck out to me. I like getting in the gym. I love working. Just being a part of something where everybody is down to work and everybody has the same mindset as far as work and grinding it out was something that really made me want to be a part of this. I heard so much about the home games and how electric they are, how many people come, how loud it is. That's the type of environment I like to play in. I'm an energetic player. I feed off energy. I like making the energy plays, diving out of bounds, diving on the floor, taking charges, blocking shots, anything to get the place going, get my teammates going. So I just feel like this is a great environment for me to be in. I think ultimate success for any team in college basketball is making it to the tournament. Me personally, I've never played in the NCAA tournament. That's always been a goal, and this is my last go-around, so that's a goal that I would definitely like to achieve.
Tariq Owens is maybe one of the more talked about players in this newcomer class, and actually a few weeks ago Coach Riley posted a video on his Twitter of Tariq doing his vertical jump and said he's in the last 4.5 months increased his vertical by something crazy like 3 inches or 4 inches or something like that. I mean, this is a young man that has just such a high ceiling.
Yeah, I love Coach Riley's Twitter account because we can see the progress all these guys are making, but I think we go back to Coach Beard thought that Tariq was a must-get coming out of St. John's, and I think what we've seen now so far in the offseason bears that out.
And we've seen what he's been able to do at St. John's, just natural, raw ability. And so I'm really excited to see the way that he kind of works into Coach Beard's system. And Tariq was actually one of the 5 players that we sent out to Kansas City for Big 12 Media Day. We put a mic on sophomore Jarrett Culver to capture all the action, and it was pretty funny. Take a look.
So we here at Big 12 Media Day, you know, we got everybody here. We got the 4 seniors, we got me.
Who is the greatest player of all time?
Michael Jordan.
high five for
Yes,
that.
ma'am. Biggest fear, probably sharks. I got the mic on.
Hey, Gino, this is Coach, man. Just checking on you.
It's a part of my fit.
Know you're doing everything there. Adams is probably out playing tennis.
Say something to your mama real quick, bro.
Dear mama, I don't want no drama.
Spit a bark.
I don't got no bars.
Sipping burger, eating lunch, acting like they're working.
It's your boy No in the building. You feel me?
No on the mic.
Kansas City.
Just want to say hi to my mom. She's a wonderful woman back in Wakanda.
I feel fresh. I feel good.
Hope you're having a great day, Mom.
In case you guys didn't know, that was Jake from State Farm.
Liz is probably getting a massage.
Hola, mama.
But I know you're there, Gino. I know you're there working, Gino, because you're our rock, Gino.
Matt was dancing.
Yeah.
Hey. I'm gonna see if I can make Tariq laugh while getting interviewed. Tariq. You gotta Matt pretty serious, you're not gonna lie.
How is he good in that department, but
Let me see that watch. Yeah.
Courtesy of Matthew Moon.
We excited for this season, man. It's gonna be a good one.
And you can watch the Red Raiders in action for the first time Thursday, November 1st, as they face off against UTEP for their charity game. All proceeds will go to benefit the National Compassion Foundation for Santa Fe Strong Fund.
You know, Taylor, that's an NCAA rule change last year where you can have an exhibition game for charity before you start your season. And this was an important charity for Coach Beard. Cliff Owens, who used to play basketball here at Texas Tech, went to Santa Fe, and they had that tragic shooting last year. So it's not part of your season ticket package, but tickets are $10 each, and those will go to the charity. And so, again, you don't get it as part of your season ticket, but if you go to textech.com, you get all the details there. It's a great charity, and Coach Beard feels really strongly about this.
And you will want to go now to get your tickets before they sell out. Stay with us. We'll be right back on Double T Insider.
Double T Insider was brought to you in part by Plains Capital Bank. Bank with confidence. The Red Raider Club. Your support, their effort, our fearless champions. Texas Farm Bureau. Register today for your chance to deliver the game ball and receive a VIP experience at a Texas Tech home football game. Contest details available at texastech.com.
I want the top.
A little fall ball action there for Texas Tech baseball as they start the Red and Black series this week. Gio, I know you're excited about that.
I'm very excited. It's a great time of year. World Series is finished. Let's get a little Red Raider action.
Now, Texas Tech football, though, of course, jumping back into Big 12 play this weekend as they host Oklahoma Saturday at 7 o'clock. It's a blackout, so don't forget that. Go to texastech.com to get your tickets. Meanwhile, Texas Tech soccer will face off against Baylor in the semifinals round of the Big 12 tournament Friday at 4:30.
Meanwhile, Texas Tech volleyball on the road at Kansas. That'll be Saturday at 6:30. You can see that on ESPN+. And we mentioned this earlier, the men's basketball exhibition game Thursday night, 6:30, hosting UTEP. $10 a ticket. Come on out and get your first look at the 2018-2019 Red Raiders.
Thanks so much for joining us today on Double T Insider. For Robert Giovanetti, I'm Taylor Peters. We'll see you same place, same time next week.